When I first started my garden, I didn't have a lot of money to spend on the garden. Really, I didn't have much of a budget at all. And I was thinking about that the other day and thinking that, I really should pass this information on to other people who might be wanting to get into gardening but don't think they have the money for it. Because I found ways that you can get around that and grow a garden without having a huge budget. So I'm going to share that with you today, some of the things that I've learned that work and some of the things maybe you haven't thought about. So I hope this helps people who are thinking about getting into growing plants, a little garden or a big garden. And here we go. Let's go. My aunt gave me some succulents, and that's really where I started my garden journey. Succulents, she gave me little pinches of different kinds of succulents, and I started growing in whatever pots, whatever containers I could find. And succulents are great in that way, but the point is that you need to talk to people who you might know that garden, whether it be an aunt like me, an uncle, cousins, or neighbors. You need to connect with people who like to garden, who you know garden, and get with them and let them know, I really want to get into gardening, but I really don't have a big budget. Just work that into the conversation. I'm not saying to be deceptive or anything like that, but people who garden love to share gardening and their knowledge and share plants and cuttings and help you to grow plants. So the number one thing I would say is get out there and talk to people that you know that garden, whether it be in your neighborhood or a family member. Talk to them because you can get a lot of free plants from people that you already know, and they're more than happy to share with you. Now, I'm not saying go over to your uncle's house and pull out his persimmon tree or rose bush or whatever. What I am saying is that connect with people who garden, because those are the people who are great resources, and for me, still great resources in growing my garden. And you share too. When you grow your garden, you're going to want to share. So what comes around goes around with gardening. We are sharing people. So get out there and talk to people that you know. Let them know that, I really don't have the money. I can't afford a lot of plants. Is there anything that you might have that you could share? And, maybe make sure that you have a relationship with this person first, because you're not going to go knock on a neighbor's door that you don't really know and don't have a relationship. But I'm telling you that it's really helpful. I have some neighbors who really, really were a big inspiration to me when I started gardening. And one of them has given me cactus and succulents and other kinds of plants for the garden. And I'm so grateful. And I've got to the place where I can now give back as well, though they really don't need any, and you know who you are. But we are plant collectors. Us gardeners love, and we're never going to turn down a plant, I'm telling you. So get out there and connect with people who like to garden, because they will be great resources to help grow your garden. Think about it. These people that like to garden, they love it. And they're going to want to share their knowledge, experience, and even some of their plants with you. If you talk to them and get some kind of relationship going, and believe it or not, in a year, 2 years, you may be able to give back to that person something else. And it's such a rewarding experience. So don't cheat yourself of that. Form some bonds with other gardeners. That's number one on my list. The second thing that I want to pass on is that if you live in warmer climates, zone 9 or above, you most likely can grow succulents, and a number of them, wide ranges of size, color, shape, you name it. So many different varieties of succulents. Start with succulents if you're able to grow those outdoors. Succulents are so easy to propagate, And what I mean by propagate is take pieces of that succulent, put it in soil, and start new plants. Succulents are so easy to propagate, and you have to do succulents if you want a big garden in warmer climates and want to grow a garden quickly and have a lot of different varieties. Succulents are the way to go. So that's the number 2 thing I would recommend, is get you some succulents and start propagating those. And you can check out some of my other videos. I've done multiple videos, shorts and full videos, on how to propagate different kinds of succulents. Really super easy to do. Get out there, propagate, grow your garden, and you'll be amazed at how quickly they reproduce, and you're gonna love it. The number 3 thing that I have found that I am able to use to help build my garden is I use an application called Fetch, F-E-T-C-H, like a dog fetching a bone, Fetch. And if you search for that app, you can download it onto your phone. And I'm not getting any kind of promotion for telling you about this. I'm just telling you because this is a way that I've been able to get money to use towards my garden. With Fetch, all you do is you get your grocery receipts that you're going to buy food, you're going to buy gas, whatever you buy. All you need to do is take a picture of it, upload it onto the app, and it will give you points. And they may be promoting certain products so you get more points. What you do is you just stack up those points, and then you can redeem them for gift cards. They can give you gift cards redeemed through Lowe's, Home Depot, Walmart, you name it. There's tons of different gift cards that you can get. And I think one year, my top year, I earned about $300 just on Fetch points. And I, in turn, would put those back in to get gift cards and buy different materials from Lowe's or, Walmart to go towards the garden. You can buy soil that way. I've bought just a number of different things that way. So if you're low on money but you want a garden, try to download the app. It's called Fetch. And again, super easy to use. You don't have to verify product scanning codes. You don't have to scan the barcodes. None of that. You just take a picture of it on your phone and upload it to the app. It's really easy to do. So that's one thing. And there's other apps that you can look into as well. I just use the Fetch because I find it's really easy. And when I'm doing things like that, I want easy. So I would recommend it if you need a way to save some money or get some money saved up through the point system with Fetch, and you can redeem those for gift cards that you can use in your garden to grow your garden. Oh, and one other thing, it doesn't have to be your receipt. It can be anybody's receipt. You can find a receipt on the ground in front of the supermarket. Shh, doesn't have to be your receipt. Any receipt will do. Doesn't have to have your name on it. Doesn't matter. Need pots but don't have money to go out and spend money on a pot? No problem. You do an inventory check. You look through your garage, you look through your house, you look through your backyard, and just look around for things that you can use to build pots or containers and use those. I've used old barrel wood slots to build containers, and I've got 3 huge planters. That's what I did. And I've had plants growing in those for years now, and they do great. I mean, don't put yourself in a box and think that you have to have these beautiful, really expensive pots, or even the cheap ones is there really something called a cheap pot these days? Everything is so expensive. Even the plastic resin ones are just ridiculous. So don't think that you have to go out and buy pots. You can use makeshift. I have used pots and pans. I've used all kinds of things. So if you're a beginning gardener and you just want something that you can put soil in and, move this container around, use pots and pans. Look around for things that, you have resources. Look around for what you have and use those. It's like super simple. I use it. I still do things like that. I go to thrift stores and I find certain containers that I say, okay, I can drill a hole in the bottom of that and use that for a container for a plant. No problem. Save money. You don't have to buy everything brand new and shiny and whatnot. In fact, I like the rustic garden look, so it works for me. Another way that I've always saved money is by growing things from seed. It's so much cheaper to grow things from seed in most cases. And you can buy seed really inexpensively in the springtime. Stock up, go to the Dollar Tree. They sell all kinds of different seed in the springtime. Stock up in the springtime on that seed because it's so much cheaper to grow things from seed yourself. And I think you learn so much more. And so overall, it's going to be a bonus for you as a gardener and learning and growing those things from seed. So there's fruit seed, there's veg seed, you can get seeds for lavender, all kinds of different things that you can grow really inexpensively from seed. So that's one thing that I would recommend, is always try to grow it from seed if you're able to and if you have the patience and the room to do so. Now you can also use seed from store-bought fruit and veg to try and grow your own too. And I have done that. One of the first projects I did, and it was an experiment, was to grow a tomato plant from seed. And it was from a slice of a tomato, about 1/4 of an inch thick. I put soil in a jar, a glass jar, and I laid the slice of the tomato flat. And then I put more soil on top and just kept it moist. And darn if that thing didn't grow a tomato plant and produce tomatoes. So don't throw away your fruit and veg. Let those seeds dry and then try to get them to germinate and to grow, because you'd be surprised what you can do with just a seed. So seeds are a great option, inexpensive. If you're going to buy fruit and veg for home, for meals, you might as well save it and try to grow your own. And that's one thing that I have done in the past, and it's really helped me by using seed in my garden instead of buying everything as a grown plant in a nursery. Way less expensive, and it's going to help you grow your garden quickly, and it's going to give you experience. I always think that growing something from seed, you learn so much more than buying a plant at a nursery and sticking it in the ground. These are just some of the ways that I've found to save money in the garden. I hope this is helpful to you, and I hope it inspires you to garden. You don't have to have a lot of money to start gardening. You can do it, and I want you to do it. I want you to get out there and garden your hearts out. So we will see you next time. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It really helps the channel a lot, and I really do appreciate it. We'll see you next time.